What is going on, guys? Sir Lewis here with your Toshi technical analysis update. Is Toshi dead? Are we going to zero? Did Toshi top out? What's the next price target here going to the downside for Toshi, where I see a good spot to buy even around these levels, right? I'm going to share my honest opinions here, cover the technical analysis like no other YouTuber out there, so stay tuned for Toshi. Before that, check out Bitunix. This is where I buy Toshi. And every single month they give me a new campaign. And the awesome part is, if you guys use my link, you can participate in these campaigns every single month. So they reset every single month. So like like I said, I get a new campaign every month, and you can get the deposit bonus, which is up to 300 bucks for 1,000, right? Or you could do 100 bucks for 30, or whatever amount you're comfortable with. And then they also have the trading volume bonus. Based on the amount that you trade here, you get a bonus for that too. But the awesome part is, like I said, every single month I get a new campaign that resets, so you can keep, even though you use my link one time, you can keep doing this, following this, depositing, and getting these bonuses, which are instantly. Okay, so take advantage of it. This one ends the 28th of November. So there you go, and the link will be in the description below or in the pinned comment for Bitunix. Just use that link, the link that I put. So and also, before we cover Toshi, Coinbase is having the first token sold monad. I probably should make a video on it. I'm probably gonna make a video on it. I'm gonna be putting in like maybe like $150 to $200. I know it's not a lot, but to some people it might be. But from what I saw, I saw a lot of good things, a lot of bad things, but from the most part that I saw, it looks like it's pretty good, the tokenomics and everything. So I'm not gonna put a huge amount, but I am looking to get at least some amount. And if you guys are interested, if you don't have Coinbase yet, you can download the Coinbase using my referral code, and I'm pretty sure you get like $25 or more bonuses using my Coinbase referral code, which will be in the description or in my link bio. So yeah, now let's take a look here at Toshi. And I know a lot of you guys, before, a lot of you guys have lost hope in the market. I know it's super bear. The sentiment right now is 100% bearish. And let me just ask you guys a question. Number one, don't let emotion get to you guys, especially if you guys are on crypto X. See, like, my emotions are so intact that I'm always on X. Like, I'm always scrolling through X and looking at these crypto guys, and it doesn't bother me, right? I know that there's a lot of bearish sentiment because of the charts, Bitcoin, going down lower and all these things. But you guys got to understand, when has the majority of the people been right? When everyone is super bearish right now and everyone's calling for a bear market and lower targets, that's the majority of people that are calling that right now. It's not like half, it's not like 20-30%. It's, I would probably say 70 to 80%, to be honest. Everyone is calling it, even some people that were super bullish before. So we see Kramer calling it, right? Jim Cramer. But I'm still super bullish, guys. Right? I'm not going to cover Bitcoin in this chart, but in this video, but I am going to cover Toshi. And the question is Toshi dead, right? Is Toshi dead, or can you make life-changing money in Toshi? So look, either two things happen. Either Toshi is dead and it goes to zero, or we're going to make some life-changing money, because if it's not dead, if the market's really skyrocket, this coin is going to blast off like you've never seen it before. It's going to give you over 10x plus. For sure. Okay, but how are we looking here? Okay, I'm going to share you my honest thoughts here. And a lot of people talk about this, a lot of traders talk about this, but we are seeing, we're going to see some bullish divergence here play out on the weekly. And what that is you see that Toshi here on stochastic and money flow in green. So this is my own indicator I created as money flow in green, stochastic, and the regular RSI in yellow. But you see how low we're going here to oversold, right? We've never been here since back here for Toshi, which was its first major pullback after the Coinbase listing. It was its first major drop, right? I mean, not the first major, but the biggest one, okay? And, we bottomed out there, we skyrocketed, put in the lower high, and we've been, kind of, in this ascending channel that we recently broke. But my main point here, guys, is that we're in the same oversold territory that we were back here. One thing that I always like to point out is I love buying when we're oversold and the market is very bearish. We're getting both of that right now. But on top of that, right, the icing of the cake is when we're getting potential bullish divergence. And what that is that we're possibly gonna put in a higher low, which it could be right here, or it could be right here. Even if it's in the 618, which I'll cover here, the next targets for Toshi. Toshi forming a bottom here or here, wherever, while it's in the same level, the same oversold level from back here, is bullish divergence. Okay, it is clear bullish divergence because we're putting in a higher low, but we're putting the same low or even a lower low here, depending if you go even lower here. Okay, that is bullish divergence. And basically what that signals is that signals a bottom potentially and a massive move to the upside, a massive pivot to the upside. And I believe we can get that even if we fall down lower. So the next target here for Toshi, if we see a next big dump here in the markets, okay, which, I mean, you know, we're definitely going to come down here to test the low here for a potential double bottom right here. So the right here when Toshi kind of had this massive pivot here was back here in June of 2025, right? It was pretty recently, June 2025. So, you know, this is the next target. It's 00038. Okay, 00038, 00039. That's the next target right there, and we can get a bounce right there. But if we lose that, the next target is somewhere in the 618. So the top of the 618 is 00035, or the bottom of it, the 0.65 is the 00032. Okay, so if we look, if we lose that, this double bottom potentially here, this massive support since June 2025. We lose that, we're dropping here to the 620, somewhere in the 620. Could be the top, could be the bottom. Okay, but for sure, I can definitely see us testing the double bottom here. Okay, so there is some little more, there's some more downside here for Toshi, and if we lose that, we're dropping here further. Okay, but I want you guys to remove emotion, like I said, and understand even if you come down to that 618, we are still potentially bullish, right? It's not like Toshi is coming down all the way down here to that 0.78 and putting in a new low. That would be bearish. But coming down here, being this oversold, the market sentiment is super bearish. We have everything to put in a higher low if from right here or right here. Either way, I'm buying, right? I'm not going all in at a certain price target because there's a chance we can go lower. But I am buying at these levels, you know, a good amount. I mean, I have a good amount of Toshi that if we go to my levels here, right, my price prediction levels here, it could be life-changing money. And this is really a great opportunity right now in this market, seeing how much these coins have been coming down to get into these bullish coins that are still bullish, in my opinion, like Toshi. And if they really follow this bullish momentum, you can make some life-changing money in 2026. I'm just being straight up with you guys, right? I don't see anything bearish here about Toshi. Yes, it's a big drop, but we're, you know, it's not like Toshi's going to zero. Right, we're coming down here to potentially find a bottom here somewhere in the 618, or here for potentially a double bottom here. Right, we can also see right here. Let's take a look here on the. This is on the weekly. Let's take a look on the monthly, right? Because we can see the monthly. This is a big red candle, right? So we can have another red candle to the 618, and then boom, that could be the bottom. We can have tweezer bottoms here, right? We can hit the 618, have tweezer bottoms, and then boom. We bottomed around here in the 618 or this level, right? So this is on the monthly. Let's take a look here on the daily, because I'm very curious here to see what Toshi is looking like here on the day. So like I said, for sure, we're definitely going to test this double bottom here. So that 00038 is the next level, 00038, and then we lose that 00035 to 00031 to 30. Okay, so anywhere from right here is where I see Toshi finding a bottom. And here's the thing, guys, this could be a fast thing, right? We can slowly be flat, catch a bounce, and then we have a panic sell type of day where the market's crashing. We wick all the way down there, and then in less than a couple minutes, an hour, maybe a day or so, we wick back up. Okay, that's how these crashes are, right? So, you know, the trend right now obviously is downside, right? We had a head and shoulders here type of formation. And we even have some bearish divergence here. So you can see how this works on both sides, right? Bearish divergence, which you put in a lower high, but a higher high here in stochastic. See that? That's bearish divergence, and that played out to the downside. But on the weekly, we're getting some major bullish divergence here. Okay. So again, this is not confirmed yet, but we get a low here, which I believe we will. We're going to get some very bullish divergence. And this is why I believe when Toshi gets that bottom and we pivot, we start pivoting, it's not going to be too long until we really get a God candle. And I could see Toshi eventually get a God candle here going into 2026, right? It could be next month, right? The end of 2025, or even in 2026. But I am bullish for 2026. I'm still bullish in this market, guys. I know everyone is bearish. I just answered this question. When has the majority of people been right? Right? Everyone is bearish right now. I would say 70 to 80%. I'm telling you guys, when we're this oversold and we're still hitting these, the trend is still strong, right? We're still in this massive uptrend, and the majority of people are bearish. We're hitting these bearish, not bearish, these very oversold levels like Bitcoin on the weekly, on the monthly, right? It just makes me bullish, right? Honestly, and I'm still holding. I'm still buying a ton of these coins because I believe 2026 is going to be a time of high prices and the best times to take profit. So stay tuned if you guys want to be up to date, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.